Um, Hello, Kian. Welcome to the speaking test. So I'll be asking you some questions in part one. Part one, what is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is English. I've always had a deep appreciation for languages, and I find English particularly fascinating because of its versatility and global importance. I enjoy reading, writing, and expressing myself in English, which is why it's my favorite subject.
What do you find most challenging in your study?
The most challenging part of my study is leveraging my time with the numerous assignments, projects, and extracurricular activities. Time management is crucial. I'm constantly working on improving this skill to ensure that I can maintain a healthy balance between my academic responsibilities and personal interests.
What major will you study in university?
I plan to study computer science in my university. I've always drawn to technology and its immense potential to drive innovation. Pursuing a degree in computer science will help me with the knowledge and skill acquisition to contribute to groundbreaking advancements in the field.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to part two. Part two, describe a period of time in your studies that was the most difficult for you. You should say that when it was, why was it so hard, and what were you doing at the time, and whether you felt you were successful in overcoming the difficulties.
Um,
You may start.
okay, during my studies, the most challenging period for me was during the final semester of my high school. It was around April last year, right before the end of year examination. The pressure was intense, and I found it hard to cope with the amount of coursework, revision, and preparation required for the exams. Uh, at that time, I was juggling multiple subjects, each with its own set of demanding requirements. Additionally, I was involved in various non-academic activities, adding to the overwhelming nature of that period. The main reason it was so challenging was the sheer volume of work that needed to be completed within a short period. I found it hard to manage my time effectively and often prone to stress and exhaustion. My concentration levels were tested and staying motivated became increasingly difficult. I was also worried about not being able to perform my best during the exams, which added to the overall pressure. During that time, I had to make the most of my working hours to study and revise. It was a period of intense focus and dedication, and I often felt the impact of my mental and physical well-being. However, through meticulous planning, seeking help from teachers and classmates, and maintaining a disciplined study routine, I was able to navigate through the challenges. Despite the difficulties, I felt that I was ultimately successful in overcoming the obstacles. I managed to perform well in my exams and achieved the results that I had aimed for. Looking back, this experience taught me valuable lessons about resilience, time management, and the importance of seeking support when facing academic challenges.
Thank you. Part three, how are education priorities today different from those in the past?
Uh, Education priorities today are different from those in the past, primarily due to the evolving needs of workforce and society. In the past, the focus of education was often on rote learning and memorization, aiming to impart knowledge within specific subject areas. However, today's education priorities emphasize not only the acquisition of knowledge, but also the development of critical thinking, problem solving, creativities, and collaboration skills. Furthermore, there is a greater emphasis on the personalized learning and equipping students with skills that are relevant to the modern workplace.
Okay. So, what problems are there in schools' curriculum today?
Uh, One of the prevalent problems in school curriculum today is the need for alignment with the rapidly changing needs of the workforce. Many curricula may not be adequately preparing students for the demands of modern careers, particularly in emerging fields such as technology, data science, and sustainability. Additionally, there is often a lack of emphasis on practical skills, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy within the curriculum, areas that are increasingly vital for holistic development in today's world.
How well do you think schools should prepare young people for working life?
Uh, Schools play a crucial role in preparing young people for working life and should strive to provide a well-rounded education that not only focuses on academic excellence but also equips students with essential life skills. This includes fostering adaptability, resilience, communication skills, autonomy, and a strong work ethic. In addition, schools should provide career counseling, mentorship programs, and practical learning experiences like to give students a realistic view of the working world and help them to make informed career choices. Ultimately, an effective school education should prepare young people to not only be competent professionals but also responsible and engaged citizens in societies.
Well, thank you, Kian, for the speaking.
Okay, welcome to the IELTS speaking test. And today we will discuss education. Part 1. What is your favorite subject?
There are numerous subjects that I'm quite fond of, and but actually the one that piques my interest the most must definitely be English. I've always had a knack for social sciences in general, but when I was introduced to English back in first grade, I was immediately drawn to it, and I have continued to pursue to it this day. And I hope that I can make the most of it, I think.
Okay, what do you find most challenging in your study?
The most challenging aspect of my major maybe would be the huge workload, which includes extensive amounts of required reading. Keeping up with the theoretical linguistics lessons and reading materials can be overwhelming sometimes. However, I view it as an opportunity for me to leverage my critical thinking and time management skills.
Okay, let's move to part 2. Describe a period of time in your studies that was the most difficult for you. You should say when it was, why was it hard, what you were doing at that time, and whether you felt you were successful in overcoming the difficulties. You may start now.
Well, certainly. During my studies, there was a particularly challenging period that stands out, and it was my last year of school. And it felt like in secondary school, and it felt like an uphill battle. Well, let me demystify it more. So the time that it happened that like occurred during my final year of high school, as I just mentioned. So there's like so many like enormous amount of homework, and I was like drowning in the sea of assignments, projects, and essays. The workload just seemed never ending. And also with the exam preparation, on top of the homework, I have to prepare for like multiple exams. So I'm prone to getting stressed. Balancing work and exam preparation just left me with little time for anything else. Like I can play, sports. I can keep the gym like what I do on a daily basis, and also knowledge acquisition within a short amount of time seems to be like a nightmare to me. And about a bit about the revision, I had forgotten quite a bit about the school curriculum, so I have to do like some extensive revision. So what I was doing that time was that I buried myself in textbooks, notes, and study guides. There was like no room for, maybe goofing around. And while my friends are out there having fun, I was just buried in my books. Um, with my family support, despite all of the challenges, I made sure that to spend the quality time with my family because they has helped me a lot in the like that period, and I always spend some quality time with them, and I will always seek for encouragement, and the result was all the hard work just like paid off. I've passed the entrance exams to the Laogai High School for Gifted Students, and yeah, I'm here now.
Okay, let's move to part three. How are education priorities today different from those in the past?
Well, in a fast changing world we are in today, education priorities have transformed as well. In our current society, education opens more, like opportunities for a wider skill set that were not offered in the past. Well, for instance, colleges and universities have a more specific major, of course, as compared like to before. Education has also involved the use of like modern technology, such as like the computers or other gadgets that were not present in the past. So I think that's the changes.
Okay, what problems are there in schools curriculum today?
Well, there are several challenges persist in today's school curriculum. Well, namely, it could be overload curriculum or maybe over ambitious pace. About the overload curriculum, many curriculum are burdened with an excessive amount of content. Teachers and students are struggle to cover everything within the limited time available, and the pressure to include more topics, more skills, and the standards can lead to superficial learning and hinder a deeper understanding of essential concepts. About the over ambitious pace, the curricula often set ambitious goals for student achievement, while high expectations are important. An unrealistic pace can overwhelm learners, and maybe rushing through material without allowing time for reflection, practice, and maybe mastery can hinder the effective learning.
Okay, how well you think schools should be prepare young people for working life?
Well, to me, schools play an imperative role in preparing young people for the challenges of working life. Well, first, it can bring career guidance and practical skills. Effective career advice is really essential. Schools should provide guidance on, like writing CVs or maybe job applications and interview techniques. About the practical skills, what I mentioned here, what I mean here is that like time management, teamwork, or maybe problem solving are equally important. The next is about early exposure to the world of work, like engaging in the real world of work environments through maybe career talks or mentoring, or maybe job sites visit can be valuable. Informed decisions about future career paths require early exposure. And the last, I think, is that the collaboration with local businesses, maybe. Like school should partner with some local businesses to offer students insights into how business operates And the practical experience gained at school can inform maybe many career choices.